Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this new episode of In the Cut. My name is Saint Missy. I'm here with Frederick Lockhart, founder of the Kutz Records, and we have the pleasure of having with us today Black and Beige and Dontay McFly. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, and thank you for having us.
That's what's up.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this new platform that we're trying to make, not just for Louisiana, but for America, for the United States.
I've taken the time to listen to your album that recently dropped last month on the 5th. Good album, by the way, great. And like I said before, I think it's a mixture of like Jean Grey with a little bit of Kendrick Lamar with a little bit of Solange, definitely with the beats. Like, by the way, do you make the beats?
No, we don't make the beats, but we do go out and look for beats, or we find producers together. She does have a heavy headed, and she's good. She has a good ear for production.
Right.
So it's mostly her, but I do help with finding production a little bit.
So that's actually cool because y'all actually found cohesive beats to make an album, and it sounds like the album, like y'all made the beats like strictly for her. Like it's like somebody y'all sat with a producer and an engineer and made it. That's why I got out of the album and your album Mentally Here. I forgot to say the name. Don't listen to it. And what I will say about the album is something that resonated with me, definitely with somebody that's dealing with some mental health stuff. And this album was very heavy on those topics. So what was the main inspiration behind it, and what was some of the things that you were going through to get there? If you don't have to get too deep, but
no, it's fine. I also was like dealing with a lot of mental things, still am. I think that once we're getting more into life, pretty much everybody is dealing with something, whether they've come to that conclusion or not. But just that, like I was just going through a lot, and then a lot of times we recluse and just want to stay in our little holes. The more we get depressed, or the more we have anxiety, or the more we have trauma or PTSD or any of the other ones. And I think for me, like I'm a music person, so I always like result to listen to music. And then it's like, but sometimes like the track is too happy, I don't want to hear that. Sometimes the track is too emotional, I don't want to hear that either. And so like I guess I was just trying to create an album that like if a person is having anxiety right now, let me just listen to something that's on the same page as me for a second, get it out, and then now I'm gonna go do something else. Or just I guess relating to somebody who's going through the same thing. Or a lot of times whenever I first fell into depression, like a lot of my friends or my family like didn't get it. So it's like, okay, here's a little track that might let you know what we're dealing with. Or, for people who don't experience that or haven't experienced that, just giving them something to listen to that's like, oh, I see her every day and she's going through this. It's like, yeah, a lot of people you see every day are going through that. So it was just something for like everybody, the person who's never experienced it to the person who's dealing with someone who's experiencing it, but I don't know how to move. Like, what are they dealing with? This might be what's going in their mind to the person who is actually experiencing it.
Okay, and the track Anxiety is actually something that I wish I heard this album last year, like 2024, when I was diagnosed with like OCD. And I feel what you feel in that album. Like having OCD is like, man, I feel like I'm sitting here and I'm just going through like all the emotions, but nobody knows what I'm going through. Like heart racing and everything, but you just still sitting.
Yeah. Yes, literally.
And was that deliberate that you did part 2 before part 1 on the album?
Yes.
Okay, what's the meaning behind that?
So basically, like, I just wanted to jump right in, like, because that's how it happens to us. If you have anxiety, it's something like, I explained this so much. You cannot control it. It just happens. And it's like your body may feel like, your mind may feel like, hey, everything's all good. But your body is like, no, it's not. Everything's on fire. I need this, that, and the third, and da-da-da. So just getting the listener to know, like, it doesn't just happen like, hey, your anxiety is about to come in about 5 minutes. It's not like that. So, like, just go like that. And then the other one, the part 1 being last, was kind of like, I don't know. It's just like everything can be calm, too. Like, anxiety is not always that. It might be like, I'm just sitting here, but I'm really stressed, and I just don't know what's next for me. And anxiety comes in different ways.
Like running out. Yeah, I really like that track. But my favorite was Eagles Trauma. Now, what? Okay, when you picked that beat, what did it bring? Like, what did you feel from it for you to call it trauma?
I guess for me, it just gave like in that song, I'm continuously repeating like, when will it all get better, right? And so I guess for me, it was just like a plead almost, like if my mind is in one place and my body is always in another place, like does anxiety have a deadline? Does any of these mental things, like, you gonna check out the hotel anytime soon, So I guess like for me, that's all I heard was just a plea of like, man, if there's any hope in spiritual numbers, the universe, anything like that, like just come and take it off my plate for a little bit. So that's just kind of what I felt, and then that just translated into the lyrics. And then a lot of times when you have traumatic experiences, it gives like, okay, I really don't want to have the PTSD to not be able to do such and such again because of this one thing. So it's like, when will it get better? When will it end? When will it go away? But it's trauma, so sometimes trauma stays with you.
I actually relate to that a lot because, like I said, with OCD, and I was like going through it when I moved here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick this in a week. Then the week came. Okay, I'm gonna kick this in another week. I was like, because I thought it was because I've only felt it when I was younger in spurts, and then when I got older, I was like, no, this actually here.
Yeah.
Like, I need medication.
Yes.
But so yeah, wonderful album. And who are y'all's biggest inspirations? Like when y'all, because I figure y'all both worked on this album, right?
Yes. You want to answer that first?
Like, no, go second.
I have a multitude of inspirations from different artists. Like Nas, for me, from a hip hop standpoint of a writer, is like Nas comes from the streets, but he doesn't speak of the streets. He's more like I would say like a prophet. Like he speaks to the people where he's from, and he tells them like, you don't have to go this way. It's a better route.
Right.
I think Kid Cudi too, because like Cudi goes through the same type of ordeal too, anxiety, all that type of stuff. So when I was in high school, he was like my playlist. Like that's what I listened to get me through school.
Right there.
Man, Kendrick and Cole, those two, that's just self-explanatory. Those two guys and what they mean for the community and stuff like that as well. So I think those are my biggest inspirations.
And just to speak to Kid Cudi was my biggest, like Cudi's song. I'm the old fan. I was like, when I played that for the first time in a long time, I was like, I still know this shit. And his early stuff really talked about that. Definitely when we go to Man on the Moon too.
Right.
Like that's. And he really tackled those dark hooks in there, like with Maniac. Oh my God, like incredible. So I guess I can hear all that in this project as well. In yours.
Yeah, my inspiration. I know it's gonna be answer. I don't really like. I don't know. For me, it's not anything specific. I guess it's just like it just happens. Like something will just come and be like, I think I can probably write a song right now. Like and then I'll just listen to it until I find something that's like that's it, and then the words just come out. And I guess like maybe like I know when I love Janae, so I listen to her all the time, and it's like it's not necessarily her music. I don't want to say that gives me the inspiration. It's like how it makes me feel.
Right.
That is what I want. I guess my listeners to feel too. But a specific inspo, I don't know. It just kind of happens. I just really like her music.
Oh no, that's how when I draw, that's how I do it. Like I can't force myself to make something.
Yes.
I have to feel inspired. I have to see something. So it can come from a wide range.
Yeah.
Is that like the same thing?
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
And you have a similar process as well.
When it comes to songwriting, I think the main thing is to be tapped into your emotions. You're not going to be able to write about anything if it's not genuine, if it's not coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
And sometimes that genuine place is, your pain, your trauma, the stories of your past. I know that as well. Some themes do stick around, and that's how your music evolves. So maybe you're starting off with themes related to, mental health, your emotions, not only as a woman, but as a Black woman, that you go through naturally, the things that have brought you to where you are today. And those things, when they stick around and you continue to write about it, it allows you to evolve as a songwriter and as a performer in general. So I mean, I think it's wonderful the way that your process is. I think it's very similar to mine in the terms of that you go to that source of those emotions and you pick from there. So what themes additional from mental health and would you say that is included in your album?
I like everything to be different. Like I'm not I have a specific sound or things like that. So that's another thing. Like pretty much every song, and that was very strategic, are like sound completely different. Like there's a rock song on there, there's a scat song on there, there's hip hop, there's Some of them has like some opera in there. So that's another theme that I wanted to incorporate, like just variety. I listen to, when I say all types of music, big, I mean, it's all over the place. But I also wanted to keep that for the listener too. Like, sticking to what you said, like about being genuine, like that's really me. So just making sure that I try to reach everybody who, like, I don't know. So that was another theme, just variety. I'm just trying to make music that people like and enjoy.
Would you say that where you're from, Bay Area, California, does that have a lot to do with the music that you make?
Yes, absolutely. Like it's very free there. There's no judgment whatsoever. It's just fresh. You can be whoever you want to be. So I think that too. Yeah. Like I don't really feel like I have limitations to making whatever I make, saying whatever I say. Like on PTSD, there's a line in there, and it was like, some days I want to live and the other days well. And that was the line. That was it. And he was like, you should put a gunshot in there, because I mean, if I'm saying it, some people actually do it. Now for me, I'm like, is this gonna, people who are in that same place at that same time think, okay, well, let me just go end it,
You definitely don't want to reinforce
Right.
that, yeah.
And so it's like, it was like a fine line, but then it's also communicating to other people. There are people who really feel like that right now. If you can be that person who can save them, hang out with them, sometimes it comes up that people don't want to hang out with depressed people, but at the same time, like, you might be that person that can save them. You might be that person that can help them just by sitting with them or talking to them or things like that. So, when it came to that limit, it was like, I can do that because I think that's going to make people realize even more, like, oh, like, now I'm not there, but somebody is. There are people who are. So I think my influence from being where I'm from, like, helped me, just cross that line of like, this is real. This is straightforward. This is as blunt as it gets, But yeah, it definitely had some inspiration with that as well. And then like the variety as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. I believe that people need more records like yours to be less afraid of speaking what's on their mind, regardless of what people are going to think. I think the landscape with music is so blurred right now. It seems like, in terms of like enterprise, right? Corporate music producers, they aren't really trying to innovate. They're kind of sticking to what works. And in times like that, you need to do your own thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it really seems like you guys are really on that, vibe of doing your own thing, innovating your sound, regardless of what everyone else is doing, because that's what's going to help you be set apart as you continue to evolve as a performer.
Right.
And are we expecting an album together anytime soon?
Yes. So I'm back in Beige separate, and then he's Dontay McFly separate, and then like when we do make music together, our duo is called Air, like HEIR. We both have a lot of like, thank you. We have a lot of like, which is crazy because like whenever I first started making music when I was a teenager and stuff, like I was figuring out names. Like my artist name at the time was like Empress, and then he has a lot of like King Tut, memorabilia, the things that he's into, and so it's like we both had that separate. So we came together and came up with Air, and so we do have an album coming out this year. It's Airport, but Air is spelled like air, and so that's a joint. Thank you. So that's a joint album that's going to be coming out. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
what would y'all describe the sound of that? Just like a little something.
If y'all have already discussed it.
I would say it's like you said, it's a variety of sounds. Just like it's not like mentally here. It doesn't speak on trauma or anything like that, but it is a variety of different sounds. Sometimes even looking at her album, I would say it's more like when she said a variety of sounds. I think of gumbo. Like I'm from Louisiana, so I think of gumbo. Like it's a mixture of things in a gumbo that makes the gumbo taste really, really good.
Right.
So I looked at her album Mentally Here, and I look at Airport as the same thing. It's just variety of sounds that just bring the album to a cohesive point. If that
would this be like the juxtaposition to that album, like the sister album to that? Like is it like the second part? Airport.
No. So I have another album coming out this year, a solo album. It's called Not Another Love album. That's the sister album. So it's like the complete flop of Mentally Here. I'm really not a girly girl into like those delicate emotions. So I wanted to push myself to create love songs, you know. And so that's basically what it is, just the opposite of like, wow, you're a really dark person. It's like, no, I'm not. I could really be, you know, frou-frou, but this is what that looks like for those people who like that. But that's a sister album. But this one is kind of just like, we do have songs together on his albums, my albums. And so it's just, I guess, just fusing that together to create a sound of like, maybe this can meet everybody. But
yeah, and I got that from the record Change. Is that correct?
Embrace Change. Yep.
Embrace Change, and there was another on your. It was under your name, but it was both of y'all songs. It was the song with the album art with where y'all was sitting in like a forest or a park.
Chosen.
That was the song. I was like, I stumbled upon that one. I was like, I was just listening to it because I thought y'all were both Black and Beige at first.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, and then once we got the correct, I was like, oh man, I gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all.
So I was trying to get into.
Yep.
I was just getting into your stuff, but I'm glad you had two songs on the album, and you played a part of. Would you say like God or like
yes?
And okay, so where did that inspiration come
from? Sometimes I look at it. I was very much into, I guess you would say, religion. I'm a Christian, so I look at the text and the title of "We are made in His image." So sometimes I'm like, if I'm made in God's image, then I'm a son of God. I'm God, just like Christ. You know, we try to be Christ-like. Christ called himself the Son of God. He's a God. So just being spiritual within her being on her album, because sometimes you may need that. It might not be Christianity, you might be Muslim, or you might be something else, but just as long as you have some type of faith, I just wanted to, I guess, play a part as the creator, because the creator looks at all of us as his children. It's not about which religion you are or any of that. So it was just more so from a spiritual standpoint that we both talked about just being on the album. She was just like, I just need you to do something creative. And it was like, okay, well, you'll be the creator, you'll be God on this album speaking to me.
Yeah, and I think like from my standpoint, it was just kind of like, I don't know, sometimes we ask questions and, you know, like, why me? You know, why is this happening to me? Da, da, da. And it was just like, what if he verbally answered one day? Like, what would that sound like? You know, just the reassurance, or just, hey, you're in a good place, or think a little harder on this decision, or whatever the case may be. So just giving a viewpoint of, you know, if he just sat down at the table with you one day and just having a conversation with you, you can see him, you can feel him, you can see him blink, breathe, all that. He still got to go help everybody else, but this is just a small conversation back and forth with that dialogue.
And is the Mad Flavor y'all company?
Yes.
So me personally, I say it's ours, because just like you, she's my anchor. She helps me with so much. I would say it's both of our company. I started it with a goal in mind of just having an entertainment company, not only the music, but like fashion or film one day. Like, I'm not really a filmmaker, but that's something that I would like to get into, because I like movies and different type of genre movies and stuff. So.
See, that's divine connection right there, because that's what I'm trying to push for. They got rid of MTV. Right. We're gonna be the next MTV. Right. I was like, I want a production.
Right. Yeah. For the world, Craig.
Of the world, Craig. So I was like, I'm open to collaborating on a lot of stuff. You know, we got Des here behind the camera. What's up?
That's right. The biggest and the baddest.
Vision Studios. Thank you so much. I mean, come on.
So that's our goal too. So when I saw that, it jumped out at me, Mad Flavor. I said, I like that. So what was behind the title of Mad Flavor?
I guess me just being a '90s junkie. Like, I'm a '90s baby, but like once I got to high school and I got out of high school, I started dressing like that. I was watching a lot of films like that, and Queen Latifah, I used to like the Flavor Unit crew, and I was like, man, Flavor. Everybody in the '90s was always like, that's Flavor.
Flavor in your ear.
Yeah, right. So we had Craig Mack. So I'm like, man, I feel like I got Mad Flavor. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just name my company Mad Flavor, and then I added the entertainment on there later, because I figured out I don't just want to be. You know, I want to do different things within Mad Flavor. So
and that goes with the name Mad Flavor, because you want to do different flavors of art. So and then that's, you know, that's really like how our stuff started. Mine started off as a radio show on AMP that's no longer here, and I used to play my music on there all the time. I like to cut deep. I like to listen to my favorite tracks of albums. Like on albums were always the album cut of records. Like when you think about Off the Wall, Can't Help It is my favorite song of the album. You know what I mean? Damn, like I said earlier, my favorite song is is Fear and Lust on that song. I mean on that album. So I always want to get in the nitty gritty of stuff. I'm not a surface level listener or audience, and I want to tap into that because it's much more than just a single and just more than just the top.
That's really cool. Like that's literally how we are, and it's very rare to come across like-minded individuals with that. We just need a second to appreciate that because that's really cool. Like we'll be in the car, we'll be like, "You hear that? No, I don't hear it." Okay, cool. And it'll just be us like, "Did you hear that?" You know, and the songs, like even the B records, like some of those be the best ones.
Yeah. Oh, so, I'm a big Kendrick fan. Like Untitled Unmastered is like one of my favorite albums. Like it's like 06 and 05. I'm listening to those records all the time. On that album, I was like, dog, he ain't released this shit.
Yeah.
And then when I was a big Kanye fan. Kanye.
Same.
Look, I still have love for Kanye.
Same.
But when it I need him to get on this shit.
Get it together.
I was listening to, I don't know if y'all ever listened to, like I was a big Kanye fan in the fact where I go find his music and it'd be like an original version of something. I was like, I'd be sitting here like, and then he released it officially. I'd be like, what the fuck happened, dog?
Yep.
Like, what happened to this track? He took all the good parts out of it, and that's the overthinking part. So how do y'all stop the overthinking when it comes to making a record? Because that can sit on the record too long, can kill a record.
So for me, I think I get out everything that I can get out. Then I listen to it from my point of view. Then I listen to it from a listener's point of view.
Right.
If I feel like it's missing something, I'll ask him. Hey, because he's going to be the listener. He never sits in there with me while I'm actually recording something. So he's coming.
She don't allow me to.
I don't like it. When I'm recording, I need everyone to get out because it's such an intimate thing. It like, I mean, I don't know what to compare to, but there's really nothing else that I want more than to just be by myself when recording, because I feel like you can really get out what you really want, get that out your chest. Like usually there's a weight that you feel on in your throat when you have something that you want to say but you don't know how to say it, and it's harder to do that when there's someone staring at what you're doing.
But I was like, my president shouldn't do that. I'm like, you're Rick Rubin.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it's that intimacy that just really allows me to have my inhibitions, disappear.
So, and I've learned I was like, okay, just show me the record when you're ready for me and I'll write my notes. So that's how I am. But I'm a person, I was like, if I hear it, it'll give me the inspiration behind something. I was like, oh no, that's like that. I was like, I'm the only one in there like, yo, that's crazy. That sounds incredible. So I was like, I'm always coming up with ideas. So she do bilingual music. Like, and I was like, if you can get on some Southern hip hop shit in Spanish, nigga, what? And definitely some New Orleans. I'm sorry, I'm digress.
No, in all fairness, the new record that I am working on, which is called Playtime Over, it does include a lot of New Orleans influence, like bounce, hip hop, but it's very experimental. So I can see how a lot of people are like, I'm not really sure if I can get with it, because a lot of people have not heard someone speaking Spanish or record a song in Spanish with a bounce beat. And I think you guys do that very well about introducing yourselves through your work. No matter what, people will know more or less what you're trying to bring to the table by listening to your music. I did set up some questions which are kind of couple related, so I'm really hoping you guys really like that. For the both of y'all, who made the first move?
I made the first move.
Okay, how'd that go?
I met her. It's a store which we're supposed to put that story out to a long story, but honestly, I met her over social media. And I like her aesthetics. I like how she looks. She's beautiful. And I liked the fact that she was into some of the same things that I was into. So I just shot my shot straight over social media. I got lucky and landed my jump shot.
That's awesome.
Well, we met on social media too.
Yeah,
I love that.
During COVID.
Okay, period.
I saw the thing that, and she's the one. Okay, I set up the goal so she can make the shot.
Period.
We went from we talked every day when we first met. Like
And this occurred for about 8 months before we even met in person.
Right.
So we basically had
a strong friendship,
a strong online friendship for about 8 months before we actually did meet in person.
Mhm.
That helped a lot. It helped us to know each other. You know, I know a lot of people don't really believe in long distance relationships, and sometimes it doesn't work. But if you know that your person is your person, it does not matter where they're from, right? If y'all's relationship had a theme song, what would that theme song be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Wow, that's a time.
What our song would be? I think our song would be.
Man, I don't know. If our relationship had a theme song, upside. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. The only thing that comes to me is that rock song, and that has nothing to do with our relationship. So I have no idea.
I feel like Stevie Wonder, "Ribbon in the Sky," because I feel like you gotta hear me out though.
I'll hear you out.
Because it was a time. Okay, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but we met when we were like 15, like 14, 15.
Oh, wow.
So I met her on like MySpace. You know, we were on MySpace. I don't want to tell my age, but hey,
I think everyone in the room knows what MySpace is.
Yeah.
we met on MySpace. We kind of talked for a while, but like we were young, so it kind of died out. Once I met her again, we had a period where we talked for a little bit longer, a couple of months and stuff like that. It didn't work out, but you know, recently we've been married for a year and a half now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So once we got back together, we kind of rekindled and stuff like that before we got married. And I kind of knew that was my person because I had already been through some life experiences, you know, a relationship and stuff like that didn't work out, and I kind of knew she was my person. So to me, it's like you're gonna find your person, and that ribbon in the sky is always a ribbon in the sky for me. So I kind of feel like that would be. That's why I feel like that would be.
I'll take it.
Oh my God.
I'll take it because now that you're telling the story, it gives me like bounce back. I'm like, bounce back. Like we just kept coming back together. Like
you heard in his voice.
Yeah,
He was like, yes. It was like,
That's how you know.
Yeah. And then also too, like when we first, because like okay, on the social media that was like brief. We talked for like, you know, when you're young, you feel like forever. It was like 2 weeks. And then the next time when we went on our first date, like in person, meeting in person, after those years, he told me I was gonna be his wife, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And like literally years later, that's crazy work.
Oh my God.
That was God.
Yeah, because I mean, hearing that, it was just like, yeah, okay, boy. I don't know if I'm talking tomorrow.
You're just letting him talk. You're like, you know, who is this guy telling me I'm gonna be his wife?
It was her telling me. She was telling me like, oh, she's like, I prayed for somebody, and then a couple days I hear her up on
a few weeks later, for sure.
Few weeks later.
It was a point in my life where, you know, I was still young, so I know a lot of people my age probably weren't praying for their person.
Yeah.
And if they were, they're probably, you know, they weren't ready.
Right.
But something in me told me that I was ready. And I was like, you know what, God, you know, I'm ready for my person. You know, just let me know who it is, how it's gonna be. And not even a few weeks later, like we started talking, and then it's been, you know, history since.
I was outside at the time.
I mean, it was COVID though, so everyone was kind of outside.
Right.
What's the next move for y'all in terms of, you know, performances? What's coming next, as far as, you know, any updates or anything? You know, we would love to go to a show. So, you know, I'm also asking for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he just performed in California actually, so he had his show recently. He's open for shows if you guys would like to book for any shows. And then I can let you say whatever you want to say about that, and I'll go after you.
Yeah, we're definitely available for any booking of any type of show. I'm always looking for a place to perform. I don't really have any dates set. I think the main thing we have right now is our project together, which is Airport. That's what we're really working on right now, trying to get visuals and things of that nature for it.
It does seem like you guys like to create with other people, if you know, if the vibe is right.
Yeah. And then for me, I'm actually really shy. So like performing was never really like the goal for me. I just really like making music in my room. And then the more like I would just be driving the car and my friends would hear it, or like my parents or anything like that, they'd be like, oh, who is this? Oh, I just wanted to listen to it, you know. And then that came from like put it out. So when I say like sitting on music, I've been sitting on music since I was like a teenager.
You actually said that.
At least one person might like it, you know, whatever. And so I guess from that, then came like some requests to perform here, and I would look at him, I was like, what do I do? Because this is not what I had planned to do. I just really just put it out on a whim. And then that's where the veil comes from. Like now, like working with you, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. I can take this off. But like then everybody, I'm not comfortable, you know? So it's just like Black and Beige is like really shy. I've performed before. Same thing. I'm open to perform, but like just putting myself out there, terrified. So there's that.
I did have one question before we close out.
Yes.
Where do y'all names come from? Because I like Black and Beige, and your name is Dontay McFly. I'll start with you first. Are you a fan of Back to the Future?
Yeah, I was watching Back to the Future. Like I said, I was into everything 90s. I know Back to the Future is 80s, but
yeah,
that's still that cool time frame for me, the golden era. I was just watching it one day and I was like, man, his last name is McFly. Like, McFly, Hill Valley McFly. And I was like, you know what? I need a new name because at the time my name was Louis V. the Dark Child. And I was like, that's super old. I was saying that when I was like a teenager. It's time to change.
Is that like Kanye fan?
Yeah.
Louis V. Louis the Von, what was his name? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think he called himself the Louis Vuitton Don.
Louis Vuitton Don back in the day.
So I was watching that movie and then I was like, Dontay is my middle name, so that's actually a part of my government name. So I was just like, you know what, Dontay McFly, and it stuck. It stuck with me the whole time. So
I thought it was a fire name, but
yeah, appreciate it, man. And that's basically how I got my name. Basically watching, like you said, watching Back to the Future. So.
And then mine, I've always struggled with like thinking of names. Like I didn't have it. Like so many, it's embarrassing. But I guess just now that I know I was gonna put something out, I wanted to have something concrete. Like when you say overthinking, like I mean, he had to tell me like just let it ride. But I guess for me, like I wanted something simple. I like the colors black and I like the colors beige, and it's no like I don't want to do black and white because black and white is allegedly like it's this. But like I'm kind of like free to do whatever. So beige was like that alternative, that jump, that non-limitation situation. And
I think it's dope that you're wearing black and there's a beige tapestry.
Period. I'll take it.
I thought that was fire. I was like,
we just wanted to make music that people like, so it was like creating air, but then somehow tying into like the royalty theme. And so we actually have this. Yeah, we're both air signs, and then we have this little like. How do I say this? It was like a experiment EP that we worked on that we didn't put out, but it was titled Air Quality. So just keeping things that have that air in it. So like we're like, what are we gonna do next that has air in it? We were like, oh, airport. And then all the tracks from that song are puns and analogies. Like we have baggage claim, but it's baggage claim, but also claiming your baggage that you come to a relationship with. Yeah. We have passport, baggage claim, but yeah, catching flights.
What's y'all songs?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay, we're both air signs.
He's a Gemini.
Okay,
I'm Aquarius.
No, we're not.
We're not June.
Yes. What are you? Wait a minute, but you're really cool though. Hold on.
I'm about to say, no, like I've met other June Geminis that were honestly like not really bad. Like it's not like I've never met personally a bad Gemini. Mm-hmm. I've met like bad Leos.
Yeah.
I've met terrible Cancers. You know, like but air signs, I've never had a bad.
Yeah,
crazy.
We're not the crazy ones. You know, it's like but
people just want to impose their own like view on you, and especially as soon as you tell them that you're a Gemini, they want to have like their own preconceived notion. I would like to thank you so much, Dontay McFly, Black and Beige. Thank you, the audience, for being here with us on this newest episode of In the Cut. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye.
Peace.